Hi there. So, have you ever heard as a Christian, flee from lust? You know that verse? Flee from lust. Whenever you are dealing with something sensual, sexual, lustful, that verse usually is a forerunner of our motivation or our declaration against lust, which is you don't fight lust, you flee from lust, right? But that begs me to ask the question, how do you flee from lust? It's not as simple as running. It's not as simple as turning the other way. Maybe it is, but for a lot of us, we find ourselves, once we are confronted or in the presence of lust, sometimes we tend to give into it, or it's inconsistent in our battle with that temptation, right? So I want to talk about an idea here, something that might help us in our journey against lust. So there's another idea I want to bring into where it's not you battling sin and then you also trying to get closer to God, right? It's the closer you get to God, the farther away you get from sin, right? It's not this idea of I need to stop sinning and then I can seek God. It's the more I am obedient in the presence of God, the less and drifting away I will be from the presence of lust, from the presence of sin. And so here's two motivations here. When we seek out God, we're seeking out His goodness, His love, right? His holiness via obedience. There is His presence that we are pursuing, right? So when we are pursuing Christ, it's also similar that those who are pursuing Christ can very well still be doing the same sin. And so the idea here is as you pursue Christ, as you are pursuing His holiness, you also need to reject and move away from sin, right? It's not this automatic thing of as you pursue Christ, sin will get further away. You need to do both. You need to pursue Christ and also reject sin. You need to follow Christ, be obedient to Christ, and also dismiss sin, also dismiss lust, also turn and walk the other way, right? And so I think a motivation is against lust is this. Okay, the love of God brings us towards Him, but guess what? Guess how God views sin? Guess how God views lust? He hates it. It is disgusting, or, it's just unpleasing to His whole entire character. He hates it. And some acts of lust, some acts of sexualness, He describes as abominable. These acts are abominable actions before my eyes, before my presence. So when we look at lust, we shouldn't be like, I need to love God more than I love this lust. We need to be like, I love God, and I also hate this lust. I hate this lust as God hates this lust, right? I'm not going to please this lust because I love God more.